Hey guys, welcome back. I hope you saw the win yesterday against Pakistan. And somebody told that this is the most bearded Indian team. So I thought, in true brotherly solidarity with them, I will sport a beard too. Unfortunately, a bit of grays showing up here, but I'll tell you what, there were no grays in the way Team India went about their business yesterday. So, in today's show, what I will do is look at the last three games and look at some of the emerging patterns in the way India has played the three games and talk about perhaps things that we can improve on marginally and our forecast at least for the next two games against Bangladesh and New Zealand. So let's get started with what are the two or three key things that we observed in all three wins. The first of them is that all three wins were fundamentally about bowlers fighting back, right? If you go back to the first game against Australia, what did we have? We had an extremely well set David Warner on 41. And what does he do? He tries to take on Kuldeep and gets out. That's a big wicket given how well set he was. And then the two biggest tormentors for India, Steven Smith and Marnus Labuschagne. Smith was on 46 of 71, looking really good. Unfortunately for him, there was a longish break. And then the first ball after the break, Jadeja bowls that absolute cracker of a delivery, gets him. And then he gets Labuschagne, right, who was on 27 of 41. In most ODIs, I would say 9 out of 10 ODIs for a top tier team, if three batters are set this well, in this case Warner, Smith and Labuschagne, at least one of them goes on and bats till the 40th or 45th over. And what that does is that it gives the likes of, Cameron Green or Stoinis or a Maxwell or even a Stark that license to really go after things. That did not happen in the first game. Even in the game against Afghanistan, right? I mean, most of us kind of brushed aside Afghanistan, but mind you, after they were three down, there was a really good fight back by Hashmatullah and Azmatullah. I mean, a bit like Thompson and Thompson. We first got Azmatullah for 62. He was looking really dangerous. He had tonked us for four sixes, and at that stage, right, in the 35th over, Afghanistan was reasonably well set. They were 180 odd for three, and with two set batters, they could have taken the score way past 300. Again, there's a good chance we would have chased down even that. But then the point is that there was a very good fighting comeback by the bowlers, right? And of course, we saw what happened yesterday. Pakistan was looking very well set at 150 odd for two in the 30th over mark, and then magic happened. So basically, all three games have been about bowlers making a very good comeback, and that is a good sign. And it's not just one bowler, but all of them literally hunting in pairs. The second good thing I've seen is that for years I have been a huge fan of Rohit Sharma's captaincy, more so in the IPL with Mumbai Indians, because I see that he's very switched on, he makes the right bowling changes, reads the game well. But somehow for India, he has not been able to replicate that magic. But in this World Cup, I think he's doing all the right things from a captaincy and bowling change perspective. For example, yesterday, great example where Siraj went for a lot of runs for his first 3 overs. Even I was like super cringe and wondering, why are they bowling this guy? Why can't they just, bring on Hardik or get Shardul in? But Rohit persisted, which Siraj in for his fourth over. And out of the blue, he gets that scramble seam to skid on and get that well set Shafiq out. And then not just that, when Pakistan reached 150 for two, he decided to get Siraj back rather than Bumrah. And Siraj was the one who sort of started the collapse by getting Babar out of the blue, getting him bowled. And then we all know what Kuldeep did and what Bumrah did, right? So all three games, I think he's been able to get the right bowling changes at the right time. He has backed the right bowlers. Between Kuldeep, Jadeja and Ashwin in the first game, he's seen how well he can balance things out, and he also knows which bowler to hold back. So all in all, great signs from a captaincy perspective. Now, the third thing really is, which is a hot topic of debate, is why the hell are we playing Shardul, right? What is he contributing? Like, he's not batting, he's not got to bat at all. And even when he's bowled, he hasn't really looked dangerous. Now, yes, it's a very easy thing to do is perhaps switch him for Ashwin on spinning tracks, which is a fairly decent strategy. Or if they're fast bowling tracks, you could get Shami in. But my theory is that the management is thinking about the combination, right? What are we looking at? We're looking at 5 batsmen, 3 all-rounders, and 3 out-and-out bowlers. So what they don't want to do is actually end up having too many of spinners or too many fast bowlers. Let me explain with an example. Now, what may happen is if you play Shami, Siraj, and Bumrah, and you've got Hardik as your fourth seamer, what may happen is that some of the overs that Siraj was going to bowl, Shami might bowl, right? And this might just sort of undercut each other. From a footballing perspective, think of it as two right wingers playing at the same time, right? They kind of cancel out each other. So that could happen. The second thing, of course, is that we got to look at Shardul more as an insurance. And that's where we can see a little bit of Dhoni in Rohit, right? Dhoni does that a lot. He plays many players. Sometimes he plays Jadeja, Santner, Deepak Chahar. And you notice that some of them don't get more than 1 or 2 overs in the IPL. Now, why does he do that? That's because if you have options, right, depending on how the pitch shows up, you can then bowl that extra seam option or the extra spin option. So I think Shardul is more of an insurance. By chance, any of our fast bowlers leak runs or the pitch tends to start favoring seamers after the 20th over or so, that's where he would kick in. And from a batting perspective, I know a lot of the test purists are going to get angry with me, but I think Shardul is a slightly better batsman than Ashwin and certainly a much better batsman than Shami. So I think those were the three key things which stood out for me. And another very heartening thing to notice is that somehow, I know Rohit has scored that fantastic century against Afghanistan, but somehow the wins so far have had a pattern where it's not just the top three which is contributing runs and we're winning with 8 wickets in hand, 7 wickets in hand. Everybody is chipping in, everybody is doing their thing, and everybody is actually fighting back from situations where the opposition could have taken off. So that's another huge plus for us. Now, what are the things that we could improve on, right? We are desis, so we always like to get more and more stuff out of our players. I think one thing to watch out would be how would we bowl if we are bowling second, especially under dew. Let's say you bat first and you put up a 320, 330 sort of a score against South Africa or England, and there's dew in either Lucknow or in Eden Gardens, where we play England in Lucknow and we play South Africa in Eden Gardens. If we chase, if our bowlers are defending, how can they defend against these two power-packed batting teams? That is something that we should be able to see how Team India performs in that circumstance. The second one is we haven't really reached a situation or a scenario where, let's say you're chasing and we are like 6 or 7 down. There's just one set batter and then you've got either Shardul, Ashwin and the tail to follow. How do we approach a scenario like that? Who's going to go after the bowling? Who's going to play safe, right? That is good. That will be interesting to see. And vice versa, if you're batting first, and like it happened in the Asia Cup, if you lose your 6 or 7 wickets and you still got 8, 10, 12 overs left in the game, in one days, you can end up in a scenario like that. So how will the tail and the lower order contribute and add that 30, 40 runs and take us and bat out the entire 50th over? So that's another thing for us to sort of watch out for and improve when we do get into that scenario. And I do have a personal crib. That is like, while it's good that, for example, Rohit got out yesterday after, he could have just cakewalked his way to a century, but he kind of was in an aggressive mode, so he got out. In a way, it was a blessing in disguise because it allowed more game time, a little bit of practice to Shreyas, and KL came in as well. But I think as we, with 3 games are up and we've got 6 more games, I think as we get towards the latter half of the tournament, if one of the top three is set, I think it's important that they bat deep, right? I mean, there's no real need for Rohit to just, play aggressive out and out, right? I mean, one of the top three should certainly bat through and stay till the 40th or 45th over. Now, future games, what's the prediction? I know everyone's all high and all of that, but we're playing Bangladesh in Pune. Very good chance that we will defeat them, but Bangladesh has been a little bit of a banana peel for us. We lost the bilateral, ODI series with them when we played in Bangladesh. And I think the only defeat we had in the Asia Cup, of course, we were playing a depleted team, but the only defeat came against Bangladesh. So, gotta watch out, no complacency, and just do, as the phrase goes, do the basics right. And I think again that the game against New Zealand will be our toughest, because I was telling my son yesterday, New Zealand is that, they're a very nice team, but they're also very annoying in the sense that they will just do every single thing right. They will never ever let go of runouts. They will absolutely not drop any catches. If you see all our wins so far, right, while we've done a great job batting and bowling and fielding, the opposition also has been light, and we've been getting our little chances here and there. We all know that famous Mitchell Marsh drop of Kohli. You never know what may have happened if they'd taken that catch. Or, yesterday as well, Rohit and Kohli were batting and Pakistan missed a run out. So, New Zealand is that kind of team which will be absolutely coming at you all the time. I mean, think of them as Australia of the late 90s, early 2000s, but, obviously a lot well behaved. So, Bangladesh should be a relatively easy win, unless we're bowling second and, we're defending a 270, 280 score and Duke kicks in. And New Zealand will be our toughest challenge. So, fingers crossed. Next time you'll see us, another good news is that most folks from the Cricket Exchange and some other friends, we are traveling for the World Cup. So we are going to be in Dharamshala, fingers crossed, in Mumbai for the India-Sri Lanka game. And we're getting a game in Pakistan, in Bangalore, Chinnaswamy, my home ground. So we'll try to give you some snippets from these 3 games, probably give you a little walking tour of Dharamshala. So that's what in store for the next few weeks. Good luck once again, guys. Keep watching. I know most of you watch this are friends, but do share the word around, and we'll keep bringing up more videos for you guys.